Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another great edition of my Grue Rume Show. And for the Grue Rume Show today, I got a very awesome guest, and he was one of the lead actors from A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors. And I'm talking about Ken Sagoes. If I said your name wrong, I apologize. I'll have you say it when you come on the show. And he has a brand new horror short that he's working on that he wrote, directed, and produced. And we're going to have him talk about the horror short because you could help fund the short to help make it happen. So we're going to talk to him about that and his acting career. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters, as you could tell. I am the host of the Grue Rume Show, and my interview with Ken will be coming up very soon. This is my Grue Rume, and as always, welcome to my nightmares. So stay tuned. Okay, buddy. Welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for being a guest on the Grue Rume Show. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Of
Finally, it took you don't know how long to get me here. We're okay with it. We're okay with
We're both here now, so I'm happy about that.
that. That sounds like a lover's quarrel. Okay, baby, we both here now. Let's forget it. Okay, I got you. You said stop bitching. We here now, right? Quit your bitching. We here. Okay.
So, the, the first thing I want to start asking you is I see like you actually started out going to school to learn to write and direct films. And when did your path to wanting to act start?
My mom said I've been acting ever since she birthed me. So, you know, I think as a young child, I remember when I was very young, I wanted to be on stage and I want to, there was a lot of sadness in my house and I want to make people laugh. I really want to make my grandmama laugh. And so I could make her laugh and everything. So I was acting, you know, so that I was acting. And I remember they used to on Friday nights they used to like people used to come over to the house and they used to sit out there and they used to tell stories and I would pretend that I'm asleep. And I remember one time my grandmama slapped me and said, "Get out of grown folks' mouth." So I guess I was acting then. I was acting like I was asleep with eavesdropping. So
Right. And you, I see you wrote for Paramount. Like, did you write for them?
yeah, I was a staff writer. Now you try to get me to say how old I am because your ass wasn't even born. I was a staff writer back in the when shows like Laverne and Shirley and Happy Days and Johnny Love Chacha was on it.
Oh,
And
wow.
I started off as an apprentice writer. And then later I wrote a Disney film, which I won a CableAce Emmy. So I have been doing both and I enjoy both. So but then acting took a major role. And so I was in the acting seat for quite a while. And I still am. I have not
Yeah.
given up my acting, so and everything, but I have gotten to a point that I want to do my own stories and stuff like that. I
Awesome.
enjoy I enjoy the art of performing
Yeah, definitely.
in front and behind. I enjoy that.
Oh, wow, nice. And you also did a lot of plays too. Like, is there any play that you had the most fun with?
Oh yeah, I when I was a little younger, I did a play called The Meeting where I played Dr. Martin Luther King.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so and I've done a Raisin in the Sun, Bobo. And I love stage. I was a stand-up comic for a minute. I've opened up at the Apollo Theater. You
Oh
know,
my God, that's big.
I was there when Patti LaBelle was there. I opened up for a couple of like Gene Con, SOS Band. Um, not so much SOS Band, but one of the members who was a part of the SOS Band.
Oh,
But I've had a good journey, and I still enjoy the journey. I had numerous jobs, more than you can count. So I I do what I enjoy doing. And I enjoy the world of entertainment, be it writing, be it acting, be it directing. I just enjoy it. I I like to believe that that is another doctor.
mhm.
I when I was young, I used to think about I wanted to be a doctor, but my brain said you ain't smart enough to be a doctor. So, but then I remember one time making my grandmother and some friends laugh who was sick.
Okay.
And I never forgot. So then I felt that entertainment is really a doctor in their own rights, because for that brief moment, if you're good, you can take that person out of his pain. And I'm a firm believer that laughter is a medicine. It's an original medicine. That can heal you if you laugh. So I like to laugh. Sometimes I took myself because laughter it's just it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
It definitely is. Yes. I
I
I
mean,
like to laugh.
since we've been on here, that's all you've been doing is laughing, laughing, laughing.
True. True. And so was your first television role the horror series, the Twilight Zone?
No, no. My first thing was it wasn't a TV show. It was a movie, independent movie with the great comedian Jonathan Winters. You know, that was my first. Now, the first TV show that I did was um a show called Insiders. Insiders.
Okay.
I played a soldier, and it was just a short-lived series. And I think the second one was Airwolf. You know, so I mean, it was it was a big, beautiful thing back there then. And I still, a lot of people say I should take it off my resume, but I don't take any of my stuff off my resume per
Yeah.
se. I make it smaller so everything can fit on that, because I feel that these were the steps that got me where I am. And
Hmm.
you don't destroy the steps of what got you where you are. That's me, so but I believe in giving back. I believe in appreciation. I believe in never forgetting from which you have come or came. And at the same time, you don't forget the people who let you stand on their shoulders to go to that
Definitely.
level. Now I don't stand on people's shoulders and wipe my feet, because nobody deserves my dirt. But when I stand on the shoulders and they allow me to reach to another level, I do that. And then the wisdom that I was told about that was that you can stand on my shoulders to get to the next level. And when you get there, you reach down and help someone else up. So
Oh
you
wow.
you never leave anyone hanging. We all are a dot of love. We're a dot. And when you put these dots together, it becomes a line. And that line is the legacy that you have to grow.
Wow. That's That's really good.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know
You
about
should
all, but
you should definitely write a mo motivation book.
motivation. No,
Yeah.
no, it's just I appreciate the journey that I've had in life. I don't,
Hmm.
I guess because growing up as a young child back in the South, and we didn't have no running water, we didn't have no electricity, we didn't have anything. And I remember there was times that we would have to board the windows with plastic because we didn't have window pane. So
Oh,
I lived through that, and so it may have been, and you know what know something is that when I was living through that, because there was love in my family,
hmm,
I didn't realize how much I didn't have, and so now that where I am in my life, I so much further than where I was. So I'm content, you
yeah.
know. Don't misunderstand that I don't want more. Don't misunderstand that. All right.
Okay. And 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 how was your experience like starring in a really big hit television show as Daryl? What's happening now?
What's happening now, right? What's happening? It was it was a stepping stone in my life. It was something new. It was something, you have to realize for me what it was to be home as a kid, coming
Hmm.
home from high school or middle school, and the TV, when you watch TV, you would watch shows like Laverne and Shirley, watch
Oh
shows
yeah.
like Happy Days, watch shows like What's Happening, and then there was Good Times for Me. So to translate that, never in a million years that I could dream that one day I'm going to be on that set. But as God had it, as God made that path for me through people who inspired me, I walked in some good shoes. I walked in some wonderful passes, and I give thanks to God for that. I regard, so I don't go around talking about it because I know I'm blessed. I know I'm
Yeah.
blessed.
Oh wow. And the big movie
What movie?
Elm Street 3, the Dream Warriors. How did you wind up getting cast for the big role as Ken Cade?
Okay, because I think I got it because I didn't believe that I could do it. And in that belief, that's what they believed, that's what they wanted, because I really didn't want to be at the audition because it did not fit me.
Oh,
So I had an attitude. I had lost a court case. It was raining, and I had to catch a bus to this audition. They was late, so when I went in, I had an attitude because what they had written in the breakdown of what they was looking for didn't fit me. So it was in
oh,
my head, why are you wasting my time? And so when I went in there, that was the attitude that I had. And the director, who was Chuck Russell, who told me when I told him that a black guy wouldn't say these words, he said, well, say it how a black guy would say it. And I
okay.
did, and I cussed him out. Not not cussed him out, not cussing the director out,
Yeah.
but cussing the character, how the character would say it. Um, and so when I got home, my agent called me and said, they love,
Oh,
we're going up there acting a fool. But I had lost a $400 case, and at that time, that was all of my rent. So who gives a shit? That's what I was saying. Um, but those were some wonderful times.
Oh yeah. And what was your all edition scene? Like what was the scene that you had to do?
What scene we did, I had to do was the hospital scene. Fuck you, you sit out. Anybody try to drug them, ain't gonna get their ass whooped. That was the scene, I think.
Oh, that's a great scene too.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. And like how like with the Elm Street kids, like how did you form the bond with everyone there? Because like, in Dream Warriors, he- Heather Langenkamp tells the group like use are the last of the Elm Street kids, and you're
Um,
a special group.
I think that you have to give some serious homage to the director Chuck Russell, because what Chuck Russell did once they cast us,
Hmm.
we all got together, a few times for like a little party. So
Oh
all,
wow.
before, I think it was 2 weeks before, twice we got together and just hung out and we just talked and got to know each other. So, but Hell, the Landing Camp was not there.
Hmm.
So, and one of the first things that we shot was that scene where we was all around in the hospital in
Yeah.
that room where I went off. That was one of the first scenes. So when Hell, the Landing Camp actually walked in, for me, that was the first time I saw her.
Oh really?
And so that was a lot of realness there. And also because Chuck Russell, the director, had got us all together and we all knew each other, we had an investment in the care for each other. And so we was more than actors, we was close acquaintances and friends. And I
Oh.
think that played off a little bit because
Oh
we
yeah.
really cared about each other. And when she came in, that was it. So some of that awe was real. And and I think that's where I got to know Lawrence Fishburne.
Yes. Yes, that was one of his like first roles, I think. Early
I
roles,
don't
right?
think it was one of them. I think he had did a couple of Apocalypse Now, I think so. But the thing that I always credit Mr. Fishburne for is that I was just going crazy when I was doing it, really physically going crazy. And he took me to the side and kind of like told me how to act like it was physical and that I didn't have to do all that. And I appreciated that. To this day, I always bring that up because, I was tired as shit. And just that little wisdom
Hmm.
that he gave me helped me, you know. And he had recommended me for some roles.
Oh
After
really?
I don't see him that much, but when I see Mr. Fishburne,
Hmm.
it's like I just saw him a couple of weeks ago or something. So
Wow. I mean, you do have one of the best scenes with him when he's introducing Heather to you, and he's, so I don't have to see your ugly face, and
it's all the time, yeah, yeah. I remember that night. I just remember that night and all of that. That was actually, it wasn't my first big role, but it was my first big movie role because about
Mhm.
a month before that, I had worked with Denzel Washington on a movie called The George McKenna Story. he so when I met Mr. Fishburne, again, Chuck Russell, he had a way, if we were supposed to just meet the person, he had a way, I don't know if this was coincidental or not, but a way that we didn't meet the person until we first shot the scene,
Yeah.
something like that.
Wow. And like another thing, like you worked with Chris, the two actresses that played Kristen in Dream Warriors, and part four, in Dream Warriors it was Patricia Arquette, and in A Nightmare on Elm Street 4 it was Tuesday night. And how was it like working with both of them, with both different Kristens? And I believe that was like Patricia Arquette's like one of her first roles.
Uh, it was, but it was great. The thing is that I think they both was exceptional actors, and they both gave a brilliant performance. But what I really loved about Tuesday Night is that she came in and she made Kristen hers.
She
And
did.
and so once we was on the set, I never felt anything. I thought I thought it was going to be difficult because Patricia Arquette was such a powerful, gifted actress.
Yeah.
But Tuesday came in and she brought her own gift to it. So
Oh,
that
that.
there was never a skip of a beat. Never was. You know, she had some really heavy shoes to step in,
Oh yeah,
and she stepped in them,
definitely,
and she danced. She,
definitely. Yes, definitely. Like I love the beach scene with two Tuesday night when Freddy kills her on the beach. Or not, he doesn't kill her on the beach, but like the scene where he's like
yeah,
stepping on her and she falls into the sand. And yeah, she that was great. And Patricia Arquette, like the scream that she had in Dream Warriors, I like she really screamed loud in that movie.
which is the thing that I think that made Nightmare 3 is that Chuck Russell went out and he found some extraordinary talented actors and he brought them together and we had to work together. We embodied the soul of each of those characters and we made it work. And I think the beginning of that was when he got us to meet each other before we shot one scene that we had invested in each other's friendship.
Mhm. Nice. Yeah, because I mean you can definitely see like the how everyone, I mean watching it as a fan, it did look like the actors, the Elm Street kids were like a close group.
Yeah, and you know what? And then I also have to say my brief tenure with the cast of four, it was the
Hmm.
same thing, you
Oh,
know.
okay.
Although we was like in and out, but we didn't have a chance to dance and love each other like we did in
Yeah,
'93. But they was just as caring and just as giving. Because the bottom line, what it was, we was the seniors in high school, and we had to graduate so the next crew could come in. And that's
yeah,
the,
true.
we had to, they had to get rid of us, so they could concentrate on them.
And in Dream Warriors, were you happy with the superpower that you had? Like
You One of the reasons that I believe that Ken K was so popular is because his dreams was very natural.
yes, true,
It
true.
was something that anybody could have and catch on to. You know, it wasn't magic. It wasn't, flipping. It wasn't any of that. His dream was something that he could earn by working out and preparing and getting it together. And then he had the mouth to match Freddie.
Yes.
He had the mouth. That Kincaid had some wonderful lines, some wonderful lines from, "Oh, you're right, now it's my dick that's killing me. Fuck you, you sit down. Fucking A." He had some wonderful lines. You sit down. You know, he had some great lines. So he had some lines that could go head to head with Freddie. "Yo, Krueger, where you at, you burnt face pussy?" He had a lot of those lines there. So, and they was real.
Hmm.
And Kincaid was natural. He was natural. He did not, I don't think the character was a wimp at all.
Oh no, no. Like you mentioned all the amazing lines that he had, especially calling Freddy a pussy. Like, what do you think is like your your best line for him in either three or four?
I think that was the line. It's when I bust through the wall and I said, "Hey, yo, Kruger, where you at, you burnt face pussy? You think you bad with the little mute guy?" I think that was the best.
Yeah, definitely.
I
And,
think that was the best one. I really do. I really do.
oh yeah, yeah, it was definitely classic. And what was it like the first time on set you saw Robert Englund dressed as Freddy? I mean, I don't know if you watched the films before that, but like seeing him as Freddy, like what was.
I was not aware of the Nightmare on Elm Street. Uh,
Oh, okay, okay.
so but I found out about it, and at the time, um, we couldn't go to streaming, and
Yeah, true.
I didn't have a VCR, so I couldn't watch it. So I didn't know anything about Nightmare. I read about it, but I know there was people that knew about it when I said I was auditioning. It was a big thing about it. But I didn't know that much about A Nightmare on Elm Street. I wasn't a
Oh,
big horror fan, you know.
okay.
I, you know, I, I had my favorite movie was The Birds, The Omen, Black Killer. I like all those. All
Yes. Oh wow, okay. And being on set for Dream Warriors and Robert and Heather being in the first film, like how was it like working with the horror vets like Robert and Heather? Like did they tell you how like the Elm Street films were and like what to do in it?
Helga was a big sister. She still is a big sister. She's still an angel. Robert was a big brother. He was
Nice.
he was a big brother that had the wisdom of the elders, you know. When he talked to you, as I tell people, you spend 10 minutes with Robert England and listen to his history, you'll feel like you had a class at Harvard or spent a summer at Harvard because he's such a knowledgeable man. He he has worked with some of the greatest,
Oh
and
yeah.
he has some wonderful stories. He's a Shakespearean actor. He's just everything. He brought a lot of great moments to Freddie, and it's watching him do Freddie, and then when he say cut, and then watching the gentleman, that he is. That was such a good actor. Then you watch the gentleman, and then he say action, and Freddie comes out to be able to do that. You know,
Ah, that's awesome. And would it which scenes did do you like best in A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4. Like, do you have a favorite scene for each film?
Well, first of all, four, I wasn't in there. That's just one.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
but
true.
you know what? The junkyard took us 3 days, I think, to film, if I can remember right. And that was certainly a some of my best moments in there, I think. And I enjoyed it because we filmed it at a real junkyard. And that whole place, like I said, was the junkyard. And to know that I was the only actor there,
Yeah.
and it was about me. It wasn't. It was just me and Robert. It was just me, Robert, and that damn dog. And
The dog that pissed fire.
the dog. It was. It was. You know what? It's funny. It was. It was three of those dogs. I know it was two of them. And one dog, all he just did is went around and opened up his leg. That's all he did. You say, hey, what's happening? He just opened up his leg. That's all he did. He was the biggest hoe, you know. He just and the other dogs was mean and everything. So I mean he become mean, but then they was all gentle animals.
Hmm.
Um I was glad that they gave me a chance to meet the dog and get to know the dog. Um because I have a scar right here. You can't see it, but a scar right here where I was bit by a dog as a child. So
Oh no.
yeah, so and the scar is still there. So dogs are not exactly on my top 10. We that's another story. That's another story where I'm on the couch being taken therapy. So, but did I answer the question? But in Nightmare 3, I think it was like I said, I had a lot of good moments. But when I was busting through the wall, I
Oh
liked that.
yeah.
I like that. So,
And Dream Warriors had a lot of great kills. Like, my favorite kill is Welcome to Prime Time, bitch. But
yeah,
what's your
yeah.
favorite kill on Dream Warriors?
That really is one. That one, and I don't think mine's was that great, but I think I like that one because of how Penelope played it,
Yeah.
and and I think that was a classic. I liked um when Patricia Arquette was being eaten by the snake,
Oh my God, yes.
uh,
Yes.
you know, and I liked Ira the wizard, and you know what I want.
The Wizard Master.
At that time, I was doing I was in a play. I almost could have bought that cape when the movie was over with, and I didn't. I could have bought it cheap, and that cape now is worth thousands and thousands of dollars.
Really?
Hell yeah, mad at myself. But um, so if I had known what Nightmare was going to be, I would have saved a lot of stuff, but I just threw stuff away.
Yes.
You know.
Wow. Damn, thousands.
No, I think I'm not sure, but someone told me that it was sold. This was about 15 or 20 years ago. It was sold for about 15 grand.
Ooh.
So, but I don't. So now I can imagine that it probably costs more.
Oh yeah, definitely. Wow. And with Dream Warriors, a lot of fans, like, especially me, like, I love the Dream Warriors song by Dokken. And do you feel like then and even now that Dokken Dream Warriors helped the Dream Warrior film like
Oh yeah.
go
Oh,
far?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. That it has its own place in that movie. It would be nice if whenever they're performing that, I've never seen them live, but
Oh, okay.
I've never seen them live. I would love to see it though.
Yeah, that's such a great, like, out of all the horror movies, that's my, like, best horror movie song is Dream Warriors. I love that song. And like I think at that time, like weren't you like the first black guy to survive in a horror movie to the end?
Let me correct that. What it is, I'm the first Black guy to survive an international horror film
Oh,
turned to a sequel. I mean, which is big. But I say that because before me there was William Marshall in a horror film called Blackula back in the 70s.
yeah.
Because there was a part one and part two. And I can't accept that honor, but it wasn't an international film. It was, but and I had a chance to meet the great William Marshall before he
Oh,
died
that's awesome.
and talk to them. So, but yeah, but internationally, yes.
Okay, okay. And now you have a new horror short that you're working on. You write, you direct, you produce it. So can you tell us a little bit about the film and what inspired you to
Socrates.
write it?
I'm a Socrates. Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. You don't have the book there?
I
Where is
I
your book?
don't I don't have a book.
You didn't order a book?
I'm gonna order it now, I promise.
Where's it? He didn't order a book. Motherfucker. He didn't order a book. Well, okay, let me talk about Socrates. Socrates is this is Socrates. It's my comic book. It's about a bird, an African gray parrot that is the villain. And it's new, it's fresh, it's original, it's not a remake. And it's about an African gray parrot who is taking revenge of years and years of abuse. And so he's out to kill. And the good thing about Socrates, he's loved by the children and by the bird lovers. And what I'm doing is I'm making a short film because I want to parlay it into a feature film.
Oh,
And so I set out 3 years ago to do 3 short films to prove myself as a director. And this is my third film. I saved the best for last, a horror film. And right now, I need all of my horror fans to come together and be the Dream Warriors, which are you, and support me with this here to help me get this film made. So I do have a crowdfunding that just went up 3 days ago, and I have to raise about $60,000. And the reason is because special effects in there and CGI. CGI is very expensive, as you know,
mhm.
because I want this to look real. I don't want this to look like I got my hand up some fake bird ass. You know, I want this to be real. And I promise you, if you just go to the crowdfunding um, and look it up, and if you can't find it, send me a message in Facebook. Message me. Just go. You'll see it. And I just need your support. I don't care if you can just give $1.
Mhm.
If I get 60,000 people to give me $1, I can make this film. You will be very proud of this film. I promise you this year. And it's funny, it's unique, it's fresh. And I've been in the business over 40 years, almost 50, and this will be my first voiceover. I'm
Wow.
doing I'm doing the voice of Socrates. And Socrates' catch line is, you gotta let me, gotta let me, gotta let me. And you hurt Socrates. Socrates hurt you back. You hurt Socrates. He hurt you back. You know. Um, and you can go to the crowdfunder. There's some wonderful perks. You can order T-shirts that say Socrates. You can, or we're gonna do a behind the scene, a Blu-ray. You can order a hoodie, and you can order the comic book, and I will sign each one of them, each one of them. So you can order some postcards. I need the help of the horror community on this here. And please don't say, well, I don't have what I give is not gonna be enough. If you
Mhm.
just give me $1 and tell your friends to give me $1. Now, Roscoe, I'm not talking about you. You're gonna give more.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, but if you just go in, I really need the help. And the other thing that is, I don't know exactly when this is going to show, but I have an angel investor, and they have said from this day, June the 19th, until June the 23rd, whatever I make, whatever you contribute, whatever perks you get, they would match it up to $2,500. So I really, really, really need everyone to help me out on this here. And the other thing is, you're not going to be disappointed. This is an old-fashioned horror film with a new flavor to it. It has the essence of Alfred Hitchcock, the essence of Edgar Allan Poe, the essence of Wes Craven, and
Nice.
the essence of William Marshall, who played Blackula, and it's original. And I filmed it. I'm going to film it on the same kind of like the same way they did the Dream Warriors. We're gonna bring in some talented new young actors,
Okay.
have some of the older actors in it. You're going to love it. Now, when you go watch this funding, you're gonna see a teaser that I did. I went out and did a special teaser so you can see what I'm talking about. And that young man that's playing in that role, his character is going to be based off Kincaid.
Oh, really?
Yes, so I need the support. And the reason that I'm doing this here, because no one can direct this but me, because it's in my head. It's in
Yeah,
my, and I know how, I know what you want. So please go there. Please support me. Uh, as whatever you can, just don't eat your dessert today. Give it. Don't drink the soda today. Give it to Kincaid. That's all. And we can do it. But the perks in there is great. And if someone want to be a producer and get a producer's credit, there's a section for that too. So help me make this come true. And that's all I can say. We
definitely. And I'll even put the link too.
please put the link,
Yeah,
put the QR code to it. And please don't say, well, I got time. A lot of times when we're raising funds on the crowdfunding, people got to wait to the last minute. And more than you know, when it get to the last minute, people say, oh, I can't right now because something came up. So again, whatever you can, be it $1, be it $5 to make a contribution, it will get me closer to where I am. I thank you for that. I will be begging, but I'm begging because this is a wonderful cause.
definitely. Yes. Wow. And you're always like you always go to like different horror cons too, and a lot of the times you're with your Dream Warrior cast.
I do, but something else you should know that most of the signing at my horror convention that I go to, I have this organization called Giving Back,
Oh,
and I pay for kids' books when they go to school, and I send kids to camp during the summer. So that's where 90% of my signing go. I have helped over 1,000 kids through college, and
Wow.
I've sent nearly 500 to summer camp.
Oh,
So,
wow.
and that's what I truly enjoy doing. And you can look it up, and see what I do. I've always give back, but right now I'm asking for your support to help me make this film. It really does mean a lot, and you will not be disappointed. And if you buy the Blu-ray section, that means we're gonna send you the Blu-ray of what happens behind the scene. And
Okay.
along with that, you'll get a copy of the short film script.
Oh, wow. Nice.
There's a wonderful perks in it.
Yeah, yeah. The perks sound great.
Yes, the Socrates. Socrates. Gotta love me, gotta love me.
Nice.
When you make Socrates mad, his eyes get red, his talons grow out like Freddy Krueger.
Nice.
You know, he's not to be played with, and he talks. Those who don't, well, just watch it, and I explain everything in there that you need to know. It's very
Definitely. And when you aren't writing or acting, what do you like doing during your free time?
all right. You know,
Oh,
I
okay.
I have nearly 50 scripts here. That was my cocaine. My cocaine was I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, but I do like to write, and I do.
Okay.
And also, I haven't done it of late, but sometimes I like to go to a senior citizen place, and I like to read stories out loud to them.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
I believe that the seniors and those who come in behind me, I like to give my art to them. And my art is performing. So I would go there and read some stories to them and, just spend time with them. And I like to go, I don't do it as often as I would like to.
Hmm.
I do like to go and read stories to kids.
Okay.
So that's what I
Oh,
do.
wow. And what about songs? Like, what kind of music do you like listening to? Like, what's on your playlist?
My playlist, I got into walking now, but my playlist is R&B. I like country. I never thought I would, but I like I like country, I like jazz, you know. I guess I kind of like music that tells a story, that reaches
Okay.
the heart. I don't like the vulgar,
Yeah.
I'm there's some rap that I like. I'm a big fan, of 50 Cents, Ludacris. I like him. I like him. If I like you, I like you. I don't, it's where my heart is and where my mind is, and that's it.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think, I just like all types of music. I always been. You know. I want
Nice.
my eyes to be like my heart if I'm listening to music, I guess, I just like to listen to music. So, but I even like classical, depending on what it is.
Oh, okay.
But, it's the moment. I like to hear classical music when I'm walking out and watching nature. So,
Yeah.
so I come from that crazy world. So that's
Yeah. And what do you think would be your go-to karaoke song if you were going to sing one?
it. uh, Brandy by the OJs.
All right.
Brandy by the OJs. Gladys Knight, Neither One of Us. Uh, James Brown, I gotcha. You know, say it loud. James Brown. See, I grew up with them, so there's so many. There's so many, but it has to be one that has a song. Most of the love songs, because I've been in love. I played with marriage a little bit. That shit don't work.
Sweet. And the last thing that I will ask you is where could fans follow you at?
I have an Instagram, but I have to tell you, I'm just learning how to use it. And you can follow me on Facebook. I really, really um on Facebook, Instagram, and I just really ask you to support my short film. I can't stress how much I need the support right now. And don't feel that it's not enough. If $1 is all you can spare, please help me out with it.
Definitely, bud. Definitely.
All right. And you and I gonna talk, right?
Yes, definitely, bud.
Okay. All right. All right.
Well,
We had bought a book.
I I will, I promise.
UK, right?
Huh?
Where you located?
Philadelphia.
Okay. Philly, and you involved. We're gonna film this in Allentown.
Oh, get out, really?
Really?
Oh, wow. Okay,
There's
that's close.
there's someone, a gentleman who has granted us to film on 80 acres of land in Allentown,
Nice.
Pennsylvania. Up there in the Allentown, Lehigh, somewhere all up in there.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Hey, yeah, see?
Well, I know you're gonna be filming close by. That's awesome.
And close by. That's what we're gonna be doing. So
There you go. Well, again, thank you so much for doing this. It was really nice chatting. So when I post it, I'll have the link for
please,
the for the fund, the page for the funds, and
and the Q code, you can have all.
yes,
And one last pitch. Thank all of you all. Thank all of you all for supporting me, because I am who I am because of you. And I now need your help to help me with this film. Anything that you can give, or buy one of the perks. I will sign them personally. You know. Okay. All right.
all right,
Hey,
buddy.
my friend,
Thank you, bud. I appreciate it.
I'm finna bid you farewell now, and it's been wonderful.
Definitely has. Definitely.
Okay. All right. So that's it. Take care.
That's it, man.
All right.
Have a really good night, bud.
Same to you. And everybody, goodbye.
Bye.